What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Keri Hilson is back at it again with a very important quote today. She talked about this, I believe, on Instagram. And remember, she stirred a conversation last month about how she hopes that her soulmate is a black man. Now, she is divorced. I believe she was with Serge Ibaka for some time. But she wrote this. Day music! Men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their woman. Even successful, strong women want to feel safe enough to be soft. That is our true nature. The man who makes me feel safe will have the world. Well, let's deal with this. Because Keri Hilson, you are now 39, all right? So maybe age brings about a change in your life. Because you say that now, but that doesn't mean that this was the way that you were 15 years ago, 20 years ago. The reality is that there are men who can provide emotional security, display wise leadership, things like that. Every woman is not mentally in the maturity or in a mature mindset to appreciate such a man. And we got to be honest, because coming from the black community, where women who look for masculinity traits, they don't look at it as emotional security, wise leadership. If you look at guys who are getting which I call pseudo submission, because those women are holding it down for daddy and all that other stuff. It's really not real submission, but it's what they consider submission. A lot of times these are guys who are displaying their wealth, guys who were hyper masculine, men who are making mistakes. A lot of times when you're a man and you have emotional security and wise leadership, it might be too boring for a woman. Okay, so many women in our community don't figure this out until later on in life. And sometimes it might be too late unless they grew up with a father. Now, if a woman has a father in her life, it's much more easier for her to get with this kind of program. But if you're dealing with a lot of women in our community who are coming from a single mother thing and stuff like that, and they're not going to value the true things that make a man masculine, which, to be honest, Sister Keri Hilson understands it. Wise leadership, emotional security, okay? Financial security, understanding what a man is doing. She understands that now. But that doesn't mean that you're going to get the most feminine, submissive women, because most feminine and submissive women are going to be those who get with your program. You can have all of that, and if a woman doesn't want to get with your program, it doesn't matter. A lot of women do not want to get with men's programs, okay? So the reality is that if you really want to deal with, women in today's era, the way to make a woman, I would say, submissive is, and I believe alpha male strategists talked about this before, and I'm talking about it now. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, the threat is you're gone, all right? It's not an ultimatum or something like that, but the threat to leave. All right? Because you can provide all of that stuff and put up with her shit. You can be providing emotional security. You can be displaying wise leadership. But if you put up with her stuff, she ain't going to be submissive to you. She'll tell you thank you and I love you. She'll sleep with you and all that stuff. But you can provide all those things and even give her financial security. She can be living with you. You can make her life easier. But if you don't have any kind of respect or fear that it's going to be over if you don't do what you're supposed to do, that woman's not going to act right with you. The woman is going to only act right when she fears being replaced. This is the reason why people do so good at their jobs. Why? Because if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I'm fired. Why do NFL athletes play so hard? Okay? If I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I'm not starting anymore. I'm traded. I'm not here. I want to keep my job. And the reality is, the man who makes you feel safe will have the world. Those are the guys that get cheated on the most. Like, oh, I feel safe. Oh, I'm comfortable. Let me go get the guy who is not going to make me feel so safe. All right? Because one thing that you have to have is respect. And the respect is going to come in is like, you don't do what you're supposed to do. There you go. And once guys have that, I'm not going to put up with your stuff. Then you're going to get that. All right? Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're cut off from my network. You're cut off from my finances. You're cut off from what I have. Okay? And you got to have a lot to give, offer to, right? But that's the reality of the thing, because it's not just that. And again, women, sometimes talk about things they think they want and don't really understand it, because Keri Hilson is a beautiful woman. There's a reason why she don't have nobody. It's because of her. Okay? And the fact is, the man who makes me feel safe will have the world. What about how he feels? And again, this is what guys I think about. Like, why do I gotta make you feel some kind of way? What is it that you do that makes me feel some kind of way? And you know what, guys? That's the question now. Because in 2021, it's all about, what do you do that make me feel? Because you have to compete for this that I got to offer. Women don't like you to hear you say it, but it's true. For the masculine protection that men are offering, black men are offering all over the world, if they're great men, if they're valuable men, if they're giving leadership, if they're giving that, if they're providing for you, if they're doing it, it's hard to get that. So what are you willing to do to compete to get it? Why always gotta be about what he gets to get from you to be submissive? No. You better be that way if you want to get a good man. Or if you don't, somebody else is going to do it and you're gonna lose out. All right? I don't want to hear it. Because in 2021, it's about how you make a man feel. If you can't do it, leave. That's what they understand. Women don't, because you can tell a woman, oh, I love you, I care about you, having these problems, but if you don't do this, then he ain't gonna leave me. He ain't gonna leave. Then when you come home and she come home and all your stuff is gone, that's when she understand that you ain't playing. And the best relationships that have ever happened in the black community were those women understood that, hey, he ain't gonna take this off me, and if we do, he's gone. So I need to do what I'm supposed to do. Okay? That's the reality. The threat to replace her with somebody else is the ultimate way that they understand. Usually, they don't. Women don't understand much, in my opinion. If not, they will. Oh, what's comfortable? I can do this. He ain't gonna do nothing. Shoot. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Drunk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top, check out the Black Men Perf t-shirts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. Check out the Black Men Perf t-shirts. I'm out.